I work at a coffee shop off Montrose in Houston. It's nothing special. Burnt espresso, awkward indie playlists, and regulars who tip in exact change. But it pays the bills while I juggle my part-time classes. It was a Friday night, one of the rare ones where I actually had the next day off. I was feeling light for once, planning to have some friends over for movies and homemade pizza. Just something dumb and casual to get my mind off things. Things like him. We met a few summers ago at this volunteer camp outside of Austin. I was helping with art workshops for kids, and he was part of the hiking group staff. I thought he was sweet at first. He remembered small things I said, brought me coffee before morning meetings, even drew a stupid little cartoon of us together on the last day of camp. It was easy to fall into that kind of charm, but it didn't stay charming for long. By month 3, he didn't like me going out unless he knew where I was. If I didn't text back fast enough, he'd blow up my phone. He didn't like my guy friends, or some of my girlfriends either. Said they were bad influences. He said I was lucky someone cared enough to want to protect me. The worst part was I started believing it. I broke up with him halfway through the fall semester. Told him we weren't good for each other, that I didn't want to keep walking on eggshells. He cried. He begged. He made promises. I stayed strong. He kept showing up. At first, it was little things. Walking by the shop and not coming in. Sitting in the back corner pretending to study. Sipping a coffee that went cold hours ago. I told my boss, and he watched the cameras the next time it happened. He didn't like it either. After a few weeks of that, my manager trespassed him. Asked him to leave and not come back. He didn't go quietly. He shouted my name across the cafe, asking why I was doing this to him, how I could be so heartless. That night, my phone lit up nonstop. Calls, texts, long paragraphs and voicemails where his voice sounded like it was cracking open. My friends told me to call the police. I didn't. I didn't want to make it worse. I told myself he'd stop. Fast forward to that Friday night. I got off work around 4, grabbed a few groceries, frozen pizzas, soda, some dumb candy we all liked, and headed back to my apartment. The sun was setting behind the skyline, and I was finally breathing easy. It had been a long week, and I needed this. I started preheating the oven, pulling out paper plates, arranging chips into a bowl like that made it more festive or something. I heard a sound down the hall, like a door creaking. My first thought was the cat. "Olive," I called. But a second later, she walked right across my feet from the laundry room, tail flicking. I froze. That sound didn't come from the laundry room. I walked toward my bedroom. The door was cracked. My hand was shaking before I even touched the knob. I pushed it open. He was standing in front of my bookshelf, holding a photo from an old album, one I hadn't gone through in months, the kind with Polaroids and handwritten captions. The photo in his hand was of us, at the camp, his arm around me. I had glitter paint on my face. He didn't look up. "We could have been happy," he said. His voice was low, like he'd been rehearsing it in his head. "Get out," I said, louder than I meant. My voice cracked. My whole body was ice. He finally looked at me. His eyes were red, hollow. "Why'd you fuck it up, huh? You threw it away. For what? To be alone with your stupid cat?" I backed up a step. He followed. "You're scaring me," I said, barely above a whisper. "Maybe you should be scared," he said. And I saw it. The shift. That little twist in his expression, like something underneath finally slipped through. Then, knock, knock, knock. I turned. The front door. "Hey, open up!" My friends. Laughter, keys jingling, voices getting louder. He froze. I saw his chest rise, then fall. They came in, and the moment they saw him, everything exploded. One of them, Jordan, shoved between us. "You need to leave, now!" He tried to talk, but another friend was already dialing 911. He bolted, pushing past them, out the door and into the night. I stood there shaking, One of my friends hugged me while I stared at the picture still clutched in his hand, left behind on the carpet. A few weeks later, I filed for a restraining order. My boss gave a statement. So did my friends. Then, just when I thought it was over, I got a text from an unknown number, a mugshot. He'd been arrested for driving drunk, crashed into a mailbox outside a school. I wish I could say I felt better after that, safer. But sometimes when I come home late, I still check the bedroom first.